So the point of sharing the story about how that I set up a sort of a cleansing and then a psychic circle of protection that day was to show that indeed there was something going on nearby, and that I was alerted to that presence because I used a sort of advanced technique to make myself not only be aware but to be alerted of such an approach, if you will. Now, this is going to deviate a little bit from this practice of the psychic protection or the use of the magic golden circle or the psi circle, simply the circle of light from cosmos or from the creation. Which also, by the way, I want to mention the book The Universal Oneness by David H. Lewis. You can even see on the cover artwork the significance of what I've been discussing in this series of videos. Excuse me. So I want to say that it's interesting to me because I was in my teen years. Throughout all my teenage years, I had trained in martial arts, and I had trained in Taekwondo with Master Ri Kan Ko, who's now in Overland Park, Kansas, but at the time was in Independence, Missouri, and actually started when he would come out to Blue Springs, Missouri, where I lived for a number of years and attended high school. And my point for bringing this up is that for those that believe in past lives or reincarnation, there's a lot of licensed medical doctors and a few licensed psychiatrists within the United States that actually use this form of past life regression therapy as a sort of a therapy or sort of a healing modality, if I've understood correctly. So I had myself went to Texas to a very excellent Lives Between Lives hypnotic regression therapist or hypnotist. And she's very, very good. I have linked to her website on my website, on the Ideas About Health and Healing ? Page. And it's interesting because one of my first past life regressions was about an experience that was so traumatic. It was actually 3 years later only that I listened to the recording of this past life regression therapy. And basically what happened is that I was apparently in a kind of an Alaskan type landscape, if you will, the cold of winter, and had a few crumbs of bread or something, maybe what was perceived as maybe even a few coins in my pocket. I had a fur coat, very snowy area, small cabin, and suddenly from behind I was axed. I was murdered. So this was kind of like a recall, a memory that might be the reason why I was inspired in this life to have a kind of defense, not only a physical defense and training in martial arts, but a psychic defense in terms of being aware, alert, and being alerted to an attack, because this particular attack in this past life was from behind, and I was axed down and literally murdered to death. At least this is what came out in this past life regression. So I'll end this for now. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and I hope you've enjoyed some real-life practical applications of these metaphysical concepts and exercises.